The one who sleeps beside you is not the fruit of romantic chance nor whim of the gods of love. They are the living materialization of ancient promises woven by your own soul in dimensions that conscious memory cannot reach, the tangible reflection of karmic lessons that cry out for completion through the deepest intimacy that two human beings can share. Each touch between you carries invisible signature of previous encounters. Each conflict resonates with echoes of unhealed wounds that ask for balm of mutual understanding. Each moment of tenderness awakens whispering memories of love cultivated through entire existences where your souls dance together, the same cosmic choreography of growth and spiritual evolution. Marriage is not accidental union of two compatible personalities, nor result of divine algorithms that calculate superficial affinities. It is sacred temple where past and future meet to polish rough diamond of consciousness through necessary friction and loving refinement that only prolonged intimacy can offer. At this invisible altar, individual karma transforms into shared dharma, separate destinies merge into unique mission, and two apparently distinct souls discover they have always been different facets of the same eternal jewel, seeking to recognize itself through human mirrors that reflect both light and shadow with implacable. But what if I revealed that apparently destructive conflicts, painful misunderstandings, and challenges that test limits of conjugal patience are not flaws of universe nor signs of mistaken choice, but precise ingredients of alchemical formula designed specifically to dissolve layers of ego that prevent recognition of fundamental unity? Today you will discover how every aspect of your relationship, from overwhelming passion to daily irritation, secretly conspires to awaken dormant aspects of your divine nature through the most intimate laboratory of spiritual transformation that exists in human experience. Marriage functions as karmic mirror strategically placed before consciousness to reveal internal territories that would remain hidden if we lived in contemplative isolation. The one we choose to love, or who challenges us daily, reflects with surgical precision both luminous aspects we have already developed and psychological shadows that desperately resist light of self-awareness. This reflection is not cosmic accident nor psychological coincidence, but manifestation of spiritual law that magnetically attracts complementary consciousnesses to complete growth patterns that no soul can finalize alone, creating dynamics where virtues of one partner awaken dormant potentials in the other, while mutual defects clash until wisdom emerges from apparently destructive friction. Like twin lakes communicating through invisible underground channels, spouses operate in energetic resonance where emotional states, mental patterns, and even physical conditions influence each other mutually through mechanisms that transcend conventional scientific understanding. When one elevates vibrational frequency through sincere spiritual practice, the other automatically experiences corresponding elevation. When one plunges into persistent negativity, partner feels weight of this density, even without understanding origin of discomfort. This subtle interconnection reveals that marriage is not mere coexistence of two separate units, but creation of unified energetic field where individual transformation inevitably generates collective transformation. Ancient Oriental parable tells story of two goldsmiths who worked in adjacent workshops. First was master in art of cutting diamonds, but struggled to polish precious metals. Second dominated alchemy of metals, but his gems always emerged with subtle imperfections. For years they worked separately, frustrated by limitations they could not overcome alone. Only when matrimonial union led them to share techniques, tools, and professional secrets did they discover that complementary skills created jewels of perfection impossible to achieve individually. Diamonds shone with light that seemed to emanate from celestial dimensions. Metals acquired malleability that allowed forms never before imagined. Observe attentively next significant interaction with your spouse, whether moment of harmony or conflict, and practice exercise of conscious recognition. Identify which aspect of your own nature is being reflected through behavior reaction, or quality demonstrated by partner. If they express admirable patience, recognize seed of this virtue in your own heart. If they manifest irritability that disturbs your peace, honestly investigate what internal pattern resonates with this disturbing frequency. Each characteristic that awakens strong emotional reaction, whether positive or negative, functions as key that opens door to deeper self-knowledge. Every action motivated by genuine love, thought sustained with sincere compassion, and emotion expressed through authentic kindness, creates energetic waves that cross time and space to return in form of relationships that reflect exactly quality of consciousness invested in past interactions. Those who cultivated infinite patience in previous lives magnetize naturally serene partners who sowed seeds of betrayal, harvest relationships marked by distrust that asks for healing through conscious fidelity. Souls who offered unconditional support in moments of others need find spouses who remain loyal during severest storms. This law does not operate as punitive system that punishes ancient errors, but as educational mechanism that offers precise opportunities to balance karmic debts through love, applied in circumstances specifically designed to promote maximum spiritual growth. In cosmic theater of human relationships, we frequently re-encounter through matrimonial bonds souls already known in previous existences. Ancient mothers become devoted wives. Beloved children return as companions who ask for special care. Siblings from other eras manifest as partners who share natural intimacy that transcends logic of recent coexistence. These re-encounters are not spiritual sentimentalism nor romanticization of destiny, but continuation of lessons interrupted by physical death, opportunity to complete unfinished conversations, heal wounds that remain open through centuries of apparent separation, and develop virtues that flourished as potential but never matured as concrete realization. Tibetan master used to teach through simple but profound story. Greedy merchant exploited poor widows, selling spoiled grains at price of fresh food, accumulating wealth through systematic dishonesty that caused hunger and illness in vulnerable families. Decades later, he was reborn as good-natured woman who fell madly in love with man whose selfish nature gradually revealed itself through financial manipulations, broken promises, and emotional negligence that caused suffering proportional to that which he had inflicted in previous existences. However, this time she possessed opportunity to break cycle through conscious forgiveness, establishment of healthy boundaries, and refusal to perpetuate patterns of victimization that would feed additional negative karma. Examine recurring patterns in your current relationship with gaze of spiritual investigator. Which themes repeat regardless of conscious efforts to change them? What dynamics emerge automatically during moments of stress or intimacy? These patterns are not character defects nor insurmountable incompatibilities, but specific karmic curriculum that your souls chose to study together. Practice conscious transformation by choosing different response next time. Familiar pattern arises. Where you would habitually react with irritation, experiment with compassionate curiosity. Where you would normally defend yourself, practice deep listening that seeks to understand partner's underlying need. That which most irritates, disturbs, or triggers intense emotional reactions in spouse's behavior functions as precise X-ray of unhealed psychological territories in our own consciousness. When partner demonstrates impatience that exasperates us, we are contemplating reflection of our own repressed impatience. When we criticize companions' controlling tendencies, we are projecting discomfort with our own unrecognized impulses of domination. When we judge another's emotional coldness, we are resisting recognition of affective blocks we constructed as protection against vulnerability. This projection dynamic does not indicate moral failure nor psychological deficiency, but precious opportunity to use relationship as tool of self-knowledge that reveals hidden aspects of personality through human mirror that reflects truths we would avoid confronting if we depended only on solitary introspection. Simultaneously, qualities we deeply admire in partner, their spontaneous generosity, practical wisdom, capacity to remain calm during crises, humor that transforms tense situations into moments of lightness, function as reminders of dormant virtues in our own essential nature, potentials we recognize instinctively because they resonate with authentic aspects of our being that ask for development and expression. This admiration is not emotional dependence nor romantic idealization, but recognition of qualities our soul yearns to develop, living inspiration that invites us to expand beyond self-imposed limitations and manifest plenitude that was always available as natural spiritual inheritance. Wise Sufi related transformative experience he lived during period of intense conflicts with wife, who appeared to be complete opposite of his contemplative nature. She was practical, he was mystical, extroverted, where he sought solitude, focused on material questions, where he lost himself in abstractions. For years, he interpreted differences as fundamental incompatibility, until sudden insight revealed that each defect request of hers mirrored neglected aspect of his own personality. He criticized practicality because he feared facing mundane responsibilities, rejected sociability because he hid insecurities about social acceptance, despised material concerns because he used spirituality as escape from concrete challenges that asked for earthly solution. Institute daily practice of conscious reflection, where you examine emotional reactions provoked by spouse's behaviors. Maintain diary, where you record moments of irritation, admiration, frustration, or inspiration. Then honestly investigate which aspects of your own nature are being activated by each situation. When partner demonstrates quality that awakens resentment, ask, where in me exists similar pattern that I resist recognizing? When they express virtue that generates genuine admiration, question, how can I develop this same quality in my own expression? This practice transforms relationship from emotional battlefield into laboratory of self-discovery that accelerates spiritual growth through loving confrontation with truths that would remain hidden without human mirror of conjugal intimacy. Spiritual traditions of all cultures recognize matrimony as sacrament that transcends union of personalities to become fusion of complementary cosmic principles. Hinduism teaches that marriage is yajna, sacred sacrifice, where individual ego is offered at altar of conscious unity, transforming two separate consciousnesses into unique manifestation of divine love that operates through dual form but unified essence. Spouses are not merely companions of earthly journey, but incarnated representations of Shiva and Shakti, universal masculine and feminine principles whose cosmic dance sustains balance of all creation through polarities that complement instead of competing for dominance. Buddhism contemplates spouse as Kalyana Mitra, sacred spiritual friend whose purpose transcends satisfaction of personal desires to include mutual support in quest for liberation from suffering and realization of inherent Buddha nature. Ideal partner is not one who offers only emotional comfort and material stability, but companion who encourages spiritual practice, challenges limiting patterns with compassion, and remains committed to joint growth, even when path requires sacrifices of temporary comforts. This perspective transforms relationship from search for gratification into sacred collaboration, where both dedicate vital energy to mutual awakening of wisdom and compassion that benefits not only couples, but all beings touched by their influence. Mystical Christianity reveals esoteric depth of declaration. The two shall become one flesh, as description of spiritual alchemy, where purified human love becomes channel through which divine love can flow without obstruction. Couple that transcends possessiveness, jealousy, and mutual control, creates unified energetic field that functions as living temple, where sacred presence can dwell and operate miracles of healing, transformation, and inspiration. St. Paul was not speaking only of physical union when he instructed husbands to love wives as Christ loves the church, but indicating state of consciousness where partner is seen as manifestation of divine itself, deserving reverence, protection, and devotion we normally reserve only for objects of religious adoration. Integrate universal wisdom into daily practices by creating simple rituals that honor sacred dimension of relationship. Begin each day with a moment of shared silence where you mutually recognize divine presence manifested through partner's form. End each night expressing specific gratitude for lessons learned through day's interactions. Establish regular periodicity for renewal of vows that are not limited to behavioral promises, but include commitment to support mutual spiritual growth even when individual evolution temporarily creates distance or misunderstanding. These rituals transform relationship from unconscious habit into conscious spiritual practice that nourishes both human intimacy and transcendent realization. When you awaken completely to truth that spouse is not biographical accident nor reward for accumulated merits, but precise manifestation of cosmic wisdom that knows exactly what type of relational experience your soul needs to complete growth patterns initiated in previous existences. Every aspect of relationship, from passion that inflames heart to conflicts that test patience, reveals itself as benevolent conspiracy of universe to accelerate spiritual evolution through most intimate laboratory of transformation available in human experience. This understanding does not romanticize relationship nor deny real challenges of coexistence, but offers sacred context that transforms even difficulties into opportunities to practice virtues that would remain undeveloped potentials without loving pressure of shared intimacy. Conscious marriage becomes invisible altar where two souls learn to worship divinity through imperfect but precious reflection of shared humanity, discovering that most direct path to transcendent realization does not require abandonment of world, but total surrender to love that purifies individual ego until only mutual service remains offered as living prayer to mystery that unites all hearts in recognition of fundamental unity that always existed beyond appearances, your spouse's invisible hand of infinite guiding soul to plenitude through experience that is simultaneously most common and extraordinary, discovering divinity in ordinary, eternity in temporal, perfection in imperfect human love that always points beyond itself toward source of all love. If these revelations about karmic nature of matrimony touched sacred territory or universal truths resonate as recognition of wisdom we always knew but never clearly articulated, become channel through which transforming understanding can reach other hearts that struggle unnecessarily against relationships without understanding spiritual purpose hidden in each conjugal challenge. Leave your like as offering of gratitude to mystery that allows wisdom to flow between awakened consciousnesses. Subscribe to continue receiving transmissions that reveal sacred dimensions of human experience. Generously share this knowledge with couples you love. For greatest gift is perspective that transforms problem into opportunity, conflict into growth, human love into portal to divine love. Write in comments your own perception of how teachings resonate with lived experience in current relationship. Your discoveries can illuminate journey of other seekers and contribute to creation of conscious community where couples support each other mutually in transformation of conventional unions into spiritual partnerships dedicated to service of collective awakening. Repeat now as mantra of recognition. My spouse is my teacher of love, mirror of my soul, gift of divine disguised as human companion. May light of sacred understanding illuminate each gesture of affection and transform each moment of friction into opportunity for conscious growth. May you eternally recognize in your partner's gaze reflection of divinity itself, seeking to know itself through most intimate experience of human incarnation. May shared love become golden bridge connecting human hearts to universal heart that beats in resonance through all creation. May your earthly union be blessing for future generations, and inspiration for all souls who witness transforming power of conscious love.